Well, I think that's a good question. And I want to ask the question, why is the Secret Service still focused on doing investigations of financial crimes? Why don't they should just drop that, concentrate solely on becoming the best protectors that they can, and that would give them a tremendous amount more manpower. And then even if they had to do something with local law enforcement to secure these perimeters, that is where the main issue is occurring. But my problem is I don't know if it's a breakdown in tactics, a breakdown in manpower. They're giving us all these excuses, but they're not fixing the gaps that exist. So you identify something that's wrong. Why aren't you fixing that? Why do you just keep putting blame off? And when I see that, I think that they don't really want to fix the outer perimeter.
I think a lot of people are feeling that same sentiment as the days and the weeks and now months since Butler tick on. Colonel Mills, we know there have been there's confirmation that the Iranians want to, put in assassins to Donald Trump. We know that there have been other plots thwarted against officials. And now Iranian hackers basically have penetrated the campaign, took information, sent it over to Biden. As a cybersecurity, authority, we'll never know actually how Biden used that information. But we do know it's very credible, and the FBI says they're looking into it. But election interference and also assassination all converging on Donald Trump.
Yeah, absolutely, Bianca. And I called it a month and a half ago. The FBI must be reading my Substack account, because I said, if the Iranians did this, I guarantee that the Harris campaign has these documents, because our national capabilities would be immediately cued to the Iranian networks and would have used AI to find those documents. And guess who's sitting on this? Is just like the unmasking with Susan Rice. Who's going to be briefed on this? Jake Sullivan. Who's Jake Sullivan going to give copies of the Trump campaign to the documents? He's going to give them to the Harris campaign. I called it a month and a half ago on this. As soon as I heard about this, I said, I guarantee you it's going to end up in the hands of the Harris campaign.
Round and round, and here we go, right? Just like special counsel David Weiss dealing with Hunter. I mean, there's all this insulation when it comes to trying to get to the truth and justice. Real quickly, there's a breaking story I want to get your read on, Jonathan. It's a 76-year-old man in Alaska charged with threatening to kill 6 U.S. Supreme Court justices. His name is Panos Anastasiou. He allegedly sent more than 465 messages through the Supreme Court's public website. They're violent, they're racist, and homophobic, according to the document here. I mean, the rhetoric in this country, especially coming from the liberal media, we know it has been damaging towards Donald Trump, but we all remember when there were Brett Kavanaugh and after Roe v. Wade, how there was a person camped outside his house trying to kill him as well. So here we have a man in Alaska. What's your read on this?
Well, I think the reality is here that all around the world, assassinations are on the uptick. We've had multiple assassination attempts, and actually in Mexico, several people assassinated. But I think with the verbiage that's used in this nation by the politicians themselves, what they have done is they have gone out, and I remember last year and a couple of years ago how the left all of a sudden started censoring that quote about what was it, about cleaning the tree of freedom. I can't remember the exact quote, but basically going and pruning that tree. And they said, "Oh, that's not real. That nobody's ever said that in politics." And now what they do is they go out and consistently talk about how Donald Trump or the Supreme Court and all these people are national security threats, and they consistently push that. Because they're trying to get, I believe, people to make threats, to intimidate, or in certain cases to go out and motivate them to actually go out and take a shot, which we've seen.
Colonel Mills, pick up on what Jonathan just said in our final 20 seconds, sir. It's very plausible and very frightening, all rolled into one.
Yeah, this is tailored mass psychosis, where social media finds these characters, just like Ryan Ruth, and then understands their trigger points and just pushes them over the edge. This is tailored mass psychosis from TikTok and other social media. This is not accidental. This is tailored. This is purposeful, and they're finding these personalities and pushing them right over the edge.